now show some footage from the war.
New name is Myanmar, and the crux of the matter is that internal groups are in conflict with the military regime. And this conflict actually dates all the way back to 1948 when Burma obtained its independence from the UK. 10 years after independence, in 1958, the military actually took over the country and Burma has had military rule ever since. Also, what a lot of people don't realize is that in addition to Buddhists, Burma also has significant Christian and Muslim minority populations. The Karen people, for example, are Christians. So, in 1961, when the military declared that Buddhism was the official religion, it worsened the situation. After 30 years of military rule, on August 8, 1988, there was a massive anti-government uprising in Rangoon. Sometimes this uprising is referred to as the 8888 uprising, when hundreds of thousands of students, doctors, nurses, writers and monks took to the street in protest against the government. The government retaliated and there was a military crackdown and martial law was imposed. Following that, of course, several ethnic rebel groups did reach ceasefire agreements with the government. One notable exception were the Karen people who did not accept a ceasefire. Meanwhile, Burma's Democratic Party, the NLD, has won many elections. In fact, one dating all the way back to 1990, but it has never been allowed to form in the government. In 2007, there was yet another anti-government protest, this time by thousands of monks who took to the streets protesting against the government. In one final update, NLD's leader, Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi, who was under house arrest for over 16 years, was released in November 2010. Thank you.
Struck by what the rebel Kachin Independence Army says were government artillery rounds. The explosion sent people running for cover. Some couldn't escape in time, including this farmer whose house was struck. He later died of his injuries. The artillery fire followed a series of airstrikes in recent weeks carried out by the Myanmar military against Kachin positions.
Welcome back to CLB News at 7 with Savannah and Madison. Today we are interviewing the Burmese dictator. Hello, Than Shui. It's nice to be the first in 12 years to interview you.
Hello. Yes. Well, thank you.
What developments have taken place during those years?
Well, there's been a great attainment of peace and stability through my leadership, but a small number of groups haven't accepted that yet, but soon will.
That's great. Back to you, Savannah and Madison. Well, we all know that's not true. Since he seized power, Burma has become one of the most corrupted nations in the world. Wow. Well, we're out of time for today. Thanks for tuning in to CLB News.
So, we all set?
I've got 2 tickets to paradise. Pack your bags, we'll leave tonight.
It's next month, actually.
Paradise.
No, 4, remember?
You know, Ronnie, folks who save hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico sure are happy. And how happy are they, Jimmy? Happier than any money running a travel agency.
Get happy. Get Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
And now we're going to take a look at some poverty and maybe a child soldier. And maybe even some of the citizens fighting.
As we see today, all the poverty in Burma, a poor beggar on the street with only a few dimes to live on.
And now we're going to look at some footage of a child soldier. And now we see a child soldier here on the streets of Burma. What is life like as a child soldier?
I don't have any life as my own. All I have to do is guard myself, wait for enemies to shoot. If I don't shoot, they will shoot me. I have to be on guard always. I have no life of my own.
That's really sad.
1.
Now we're going to switch over to Madison in South Burma, who's interviewing a rebel soldier in the Kachin Army.
Hello, this is Madison, and I am in the southernmost part of Burma, and I am speaking to a rebel soldier. What is it like being a rebel soldier in the Kachin Army?
Well, life is really hard, and we don't have a lot of funding since we're fighting the government, and we don't have a lot of supplies or ammunition to fight with, so that makes for a really hard situation.
What is it like fighting with child soldiers?
It's really different since most of us have never been in the army before, and then there's all these children who act like they've been there for so long, but they really haven't. And it's a really interesting experience, and I'm not sure it's a good one.
That's really sad. Well, thank you for talking to us.
Now we're going to take a look at some pictures from the Burmese internal conflict. Now we're going to take a look at a debate between a Myanmar leader and the Burmese leader.
Myanmar people declare they need equality.
Yeah, we won't get any!
We need to change the regime so that our people will not be impoverished anymore, so that we will have a chance to live and support the children of our country.
No, it's gonna stay the same.
What can I do?
Well, we had to get away from that. Thanks for watching.
Alhamdulillah.